What's up, beautiful people? It's your boy Joshua Martin. And first of all, I just want to say thank you for all the support. I don't know if you can see my face. All the support, love, appreciation, prayers, everything that's been flooded into my social network and phone and all that stuff. If you haven't heard, I had another collapsed lung. It's called the spontaneous neurothorax. I probably butchered that name, but this is technically the fourth time, but the second time that I needed surgery for this. And it's putting me out of commission since last week. It started on Sunday. I knew what the pain was, but then I was like, you know what, let me just drive to the hospital. Thank God the hospital was like 2 minutes, literally 2 minutes from where I live. And so I've been there ever since. Was released on Wednesday. And then now I'm back home trying to recover. And it's tiring. It sucks not being able to breathe fully. From friends to family members, I got tons of love and support. But in this whole turmoil of going to the hospital and not being able to do work, that's the hardest thing for me to do. Everything has stopped. So being not able to move because I had a chest tube in my lungs for 3 days. So I wasn't able to move much. I was bedridden, so I wasn't able to go to work. And I wasn't able to make any YouTube videos or any of my personal work. And a lot of things have been put on pause. And I don't work like that. I need to do something. It's the way I am. I always want to improve. So taking this time off has been hard. But within this time off, I got to reconnect with God on a lot of things, because I've noticed when I do have, and I need to clear something up too, but when I do have a lot of work to do, I'm like running and gunning trying to get it done. And so because I want to be able to make good quality work, but then at the same time put in the same effort and time into that work is also important. So when this happens, and it's just God telling me to slow down for a bit, rethink some things, and reevaluate how you're going about your day. So that was one thing I guess I will count as a blessing from this whole being in the hospital and stuff. But I do want to say, those who have commented about me overworking, quote unquote, me overworking, even my parents, it's difficult to say that because, one, the job that I have, even though it's a blessing, it only covers my living expenses. Like, if I don't do any other type of work, I won't have any other money coming in. So I understand that I need to pace myself and balance things, but at the same time, I don't want to be without any money as well, because everybody has to survive. So I'm trying to use my talents to get some side jobs done. So I hear you guys, but at the same time, don't blame the overworking. It's just more of the prioritizing and balancing and picking the right jobs to do to cover certain expenses. It's more of that than say, oh, you need to back off some of the work you're doing. No, don't say that to me, because that's not going to do anything. I'm going to still work. But I digress. Another blessing in all this was reconnecting with an old YouTuber that I used to watch years ago, actually, almost 7 years ago, when I was getting into photography. Ted Forbes. He has some quality stuff and quality discussions. And so this past week, I've reconnected with watching his material. And that's the material, honestly, I'm gonna leave the link below. Go watch his stuff if you're into photography. He has some in-depth, discussions, things that I want for this channel, but I've realized I've kind of gotten away from it. I've been more of, oh, check this new tech thing come out, or I've been trying to do what's kind of trending, and I've realized that's not where I need to be right now. I'd rather do things that my teachers have taught me to talk about. So with that, there's going to be some things that are going to be transitioning for this channel. Not like a great overhaul, but a mixture of both. One particular episode that I watched was Photography is Like Sushi. And I encourage you to watch this episode by Ted Forbes, The Art of Photography. And he talks about the craft that is needed, the practice, the amount of hours just the patience that's needed to master a certain skill. Excuse me. To master a certain skill, especially photography, because so many of us young photographers, and I have to acknowledge my teachers back in Andrews, Steve Hansen, Paul Kim, and Mark Ullum. They preached this to us the entire time. And the difference between their generation and our generation, we want everything instant. We want everything right now. We want to be good right now. We want to have the best camera right now. And none of that matters. It matters of taking your time and understanding the medium that you're using. Film, photography, music, painting, dance, any of that. It's going to take the time and practice. So it's cool to have all this new tech, and all this new tech is actually kind of a headache because they're just catering to the consumer. But as somebody who calls themselves a photographer or an artist, it's very important to understand what you're trying to do, what your message is, what you're trying to communicate, your content. Like, your work should have a purpose. Being bedridden made me think about a lot of that stuff. And now I have to say, no, I need to rethink a lot of the things I'm doing. It's cool to make portraits. It's cool to make things that just look pretty, but everybody makes something that looks pretty. And I want to say something with my work now. And so, one, I want to thank all my teachers back at Andrews for just saying that, even though we were hard-headed and most of us didn't listen. I know I didn't listen. I just wanted to make work, get me in the studio so I could make something. But I'm listening now, 25 now, figuring out things on my own now, trying to be an artist. I don't want to be a famous artist. I want to be an artist that can say something. And thank you for Ted Forbes. Even your comment that you made on one of my pictures, that was actually pretty cool. But thank you for still having that discussion. And I just hope that this channel as well can continue that discussion in other areas, because I want to help and I want to grow. So whatever that looks like right now, I'll leave it in God's hands. At the moment, I'm out of breath. Don't know if water helps being out of breath, but it sure is good. But that being said, I'm going to continue to rest, and eventually I'll have some new content. But right now I need to prioritize my life. And yeah, you guys will hear from me soon.